Hey, baby. It's Amanda. Duh. Okay, sorry, I know I'm doing stupid things. So, this video is going to start with one of the worst weeks I've had in a very long time. And I mean, terrible. I mean, it was just a terrible week. Started off, heavy weekend, Sunday, intense radiating pain from over dancing. Yeah, I went to a party and danced all night. What can I say? I'm in that kind of a mood these days. Anyway, not anymore, but in any case, I danced all night. And I was like so sore. My ankle wanted to kill me. It was planning. It was like, should we go for the boiling in a pot, or maybe we'll just like all out on fire, perhaps chopping in bits. It was making decisions. I think the rest of my body was in on it. They were trying to figure out the best way to kill me. In the end, I think they decided not to. Thank goodness. Anyway, yeah, Sunday sucked. Monday, it started off fine-ish. I mean, I was still in a little bit of pain, but I was just really tired. And then it got to the end of the night, and I got to see the Waves, which is a workshop that they did. There's a series of workshops that several directors get to direct their own show, and this one was called the Waves, and it was really good. At first I was like, what is going on? And then I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. So that was interesting, but by the end of it, my throat was on fire, and that's when I realized I was sick. I woke up the next morning. Oh my god, was I sick. I started feeling sick on Monday, and then Tuesday I was just all out sick. And then Wednesday was even worse. I mean, I'm still getting mucus. I'm just I went from super duper dry to the fact that no matter how many fluids I put in my body, it just went right through me. I just was not absorbing any fluids until and I'm just dripping them. They're just all coming out. So Tuesday and Wednesday sucked. I had several big projects that I hadn't worked on all weekend because, well, I had a lot of engagements, social engagements that were important, and also meetings and stuff like that. So I didn't have any time. And then Sunday and Monday I was so sick, and I was just in so much pain I could barely move. And then so by the time Tuesday rolled around, I'm like, fuck. So I'm then of course scrambling to get work done. And then yesterday was the day of a project. I had a project and a major test due that day. So what I did was I went to I decided to cancel work because there's no way. I hadn't studied at all for this test, and there was so much information. There's no way I was going to be able to know it all in the amount of time, only having 40 minutes in between the end of work and the start of the test. Hell no. So I was like, okay, what I'll do is I'll just get rid of work altogether. I'll just say, oh, I'm sick, which is true. It's not like I wasn't sick. I have been so sick for the past week. I'm feeling better now. Starting Thursday-ish into today, I feel a little bit better. But it doesn't mean that I'm still not sick, because I am sick, and I have been sick for it seems like forever. And so, first of all, I was tired, I'm sick, I'm just done. Whoa, that's how done I am. My glasses flew off my face. Done. So, just done. So what I did is I called them. I'm like, okay, I'm too sick to come to work. And they're like, oh, well, get a doctor's note, or else some excuse. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, well, the health services starts at 9. I have a class at 9:40. I can do this. So I emailed the teacher just in case with my presentation and everything I needed to hand in, saying I'm gonna be sick. I'm still really sick. I'm going to the doctor, so I might miss class. Here's my stuff. I genuinely thought I wasn't gonna go to class, but then I went to the nurses. They were or the doctors, and they were pretty quick. I was out in half an hour. They gave me my doctor's note. They were like, yeah, you're sick, and they gave me a whole bunch of medication. And then after that, I'm like, should I just not? Because I'm already done. I don't have to go to class because I had everything done. But I decided to go to class anyway because I felt bad because I'd already missed it earlier in the week because when I initially got sick on Tuesday, I couldn't go. I had to sleep. I had to sleep. It just wasn't going to happen. And so I'm like, well, it's important. I wasn't there earlier. I should go. So I went to that class. Yep. I went to that class. And it was fine. My presentation was slightly incoherent, but again, keep in mind that I'm sick and I can't think. It's just not happening. And then I studied straight for 2 hours after that class, just trying to cram any information I could in my head. Then I went to the test, bombed the test because I knew enough to make, hopefully I'll get a B. If I can get a B, that's all I want. I'm probably going to get a C, if we're being honest with ourselves. I'm probably going to get a C, maybe a C+. But I bombed this test. It was bad. It was just not a good experience. But everyone else came out of it like, shit, that was hard, so he might curve it, I might get lucky. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of resigned to that fact. And then I went to the best class in the universe, anthropology. The teacher is like my favorite person in the universe. She moved her essay bit thing, which wasn't like a real essay, it's more like maybe a page or 2 pages, so it's like not a big deal. But she moved it to next week, so I didn't have to worry about it this week like I was worried, you know, there's just so much going on. And then she's like, for everyone, it's not even just me, no, everyone, she's like, she's saying, like, we love you. And I get to class, and I'm still feeling ill, I just got out of a test, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I'm, like, so done with this life, and I'm like, look, I'm really sick, and she's like, she just takes one look at me and goes, leave, get out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, she's just so nice. She was just saying, like, you know what, if anyone told me, like, I am sick, you don't have to tell me, you don't even have to, like, you know, whatever, just leave, I don't give a shit, you know, like, I trust you to, like, you're an adult, I trust you to make your decisions. I'm like, I love you so much. She's my favorite teacher, like, ever, she's so good. Anyway, so I'm dealing with that, and then, so that was yesterday, and after that, I came home, and I did my other thing that was due today. Then I woke up this morning, I was about to get ready for class, and I realized I basically skipped at least one of each of my classes this entire week, except for Internet and Science, because that's too important. Like, if you miss a class, you miss, like, everything. So, I was just like, why, the only other class other than Internet and Science that I didn't skip at least once was Practicing Satire, and I hate that class. There was no reason for me to be there. I hadn't done the reading for that day. I mean, I'd done the important bit that was due that day, you know, thing you have to hand in, but I hadn't done the reading. I wouldn't have been productive in discussion. I fucking hate that class. So, you know what? I was like, why should it be excluded from everyone else? Skipping it. And it's not like I'm, like, lying. I am genuinely sick. I will be ill for another 5 days or so, apparently. So, I'm not joking. I got new backsew tissues. I already went through 2 this week. So, I thought it was justified. I think you would agree. So today, I skipped my first class and slept in, which was the best thing I could have done for myself. She emailed me back. She was totally fine with it. So, I'm sick. What can you do? And then, I went to work. Oh, you're gonna love this. So I went to work, and I was initially assigned to diner. You know, I was working at the dining hall today. And I was initially assigned to diner, and I was like, oh, but I'm a little sick, I don't want to contaminate the food, because one of the biggest issues for work with me is, like, I don't want to contaminate the food and get, like, everyone sick. That's disgusting. So she's like, oh, I'll put you on dishes, so you can wash dishes. So I'm like, okay, never washed dishes before. I don't know what's gonna happen. I get there, and I walk up to the first person I see. I'm like, hey, never washed dishes before. What's, walk me through it. What's the protocol? And he's just, like, the nicest guy. And he was just, like, running me around the thing. He was, like, everyone in, like, it was awesome. I loved washing dishes. Like, everyone there is just, like, so crazy. And they're just like, hey, so this is this. You're gonna have so much fun. And I'm like, okay, sure. And so then he puts me on to, like, I move things from one conveyor belt to another. And at first I was doing it wrong, so then the supervisor came over to me, he's like, here's how you do it, and he's like, and he puts all the plates in the row, and I'm like, they're superhuman here. I was just like, who are these people? And he was just like, and then we get to like, for most of it, you're just kind of, like, moving stuff, you're chilling, and then, for, like, a period of about, like, maybe a half an hour, like, 12 to 12:30, it's, like, a mad dash, like, everyone is, like, apparently, like, everyone in the cafeteria decides to put their plates on at once, and so everyone, you have, like, 3 people, like, wash, and, like, taking that place, wash, taking that place, and my job, and I was moved, because there was such a backup that I couldn't, sorry, my computer screen went down. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do a normal job because the conveyor belts weren't even working. It was so backed up. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And they're like, just playing. And so like they get me in there, and like, your job is to move all the cups. I'm like, okay, I got cups. So I'm like taking cups, putting it down, taking cups, putting it down. But I'm a short person, and there's like the tallest thing is like way over my head, so I had to reach. And at one point, I am just like covered in shit like right now. Like, I have like, oh, like I was wearing a sweater, so it wasn't on my actual arm, but I have like my sweater was just, the cuffs were just disgusting. And then the piece of resistance of the day, I go to grab a cup from the very top shelf, and I take it and I lose it, and it had milk in it, and it goes all over me, and I haven't taken a shower yet, so I've been going the other day with like dried milk in my hair. I'm like too afraid to touch it, and like it was like all over my sweater and like on my apron, and the guy next to me who's the supervisor, who was like super nice. Sorry, excuse me. Anyway. Alright, third time's charm. So, I was just saying, oh yeah, so the supervisor's just like, oh god. Like, and I think he expected me to freak out. You know, most girls, if you get milk spilled on you, you start to get, like, you hear the screams. But I start laughing. I think it's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, of course this has happened to me. And I'm like, and so he goes, he like sees a guy like walking randomly. He's like, you get her a rag. He's like, okay. And so they get me a rag, and I'm still working. I'm just like, I'll just keep working, whatever. I'm just like, ew, keep working because this is going too fast. This is like the rush, and so I'm just like, well, there's not much I can do about it. I mean, what? I'm gonna like throw a hissy fit and leave? Like, no. So you might as well keep helping. So I just keep working. And then finally it died down, and I went back to my old job, but it was a mess, and I feel disgusting. So, that brings me to the next chapter of the day. I went to the theater company, and now I'm back, and on my way back, I'm starving, so I didn't get to have lunch. That's what the hard thing is, I work through lunch, so usually I don't get lunch, or I have to like kind of plan it really carefully, and I just didn't today. I was just too tired, and I wasn't hungry when I got off of work, but now I am, kind of thing. So, I decided to go to the spa because I knew that the cafeteria was going to close soon. So, and I kind of wanted something else. Like when you see people like making what you eat, it's, I don't know. It's kind of, for me, it's like iffy. So I got myself some fried chicken and fries, and then I got myself some like juice. Juice that has like a lot of vitamins in it, so I thought like that was necessary considering my state of being currently. And then I went to the cafeteria anyway because they have like, there's like a shopping place called the Atrium, which is kind of where you can get groceries and stuff like right in front. And I needed more tissues, so I got more tissues. But while I was there, I noticed they were selling fresh bread, and I was like, you know me and my fresh bread, oh lord. And they had like Italian bread, and they had cinnamon bread, and then they had these gorgeous pans of focaccia bread. And I'm like, oh god, this must be so expensive. No. I look at the focaccia, the whole thing, like I can't even fit it in the damn screen. Big, like it's like a huge loaf. Like, how do I fit this in here? Like this big Italian loaf, $3. $3 for an Italian loaf of bread. Oh no. And then I see there's like these huge pans of focaccia bread. You know how much that cost? $4. I'm like, get me some of that focaccia. So I go and I buy a pizza box. You don't understand. A literal pizza box worth of focaccia bread. And you know what my plan is? I'm going to carb overload. I'm going to, like, eat my stuff and have a couple things of bread. Then I'm going to go and take a fucking shower to get this, whatever I just did today, off my body. Hopefully wash some, like, dried milk out of my head. That's been, I don't want to think about it. And then I'm going to have, like, do my face mask. I'm going to have, like, a really relaxing pamper day. And then I'm just going to do it because I need this. I need the stress. And then there's an AKT, which is like an improv group here, which a couple of my friends are in. I'm gonna go watch them perform tonight because that's gonna be funny as all hell. And I need some funny in this life because this week fucking sucked. So I hope you had a better week than I, because I know you did, because you got a 21 2110? Yeah, 2110, right? On your SAT? Something like that. Something fantastic. I just know it was a big number. And I was just like, ah! So you don't have to take it again, you lucky bastard. So I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing. I like brag about you like all the time because you're just too cool. So I'm so happy for you. I wish I could share some of my focaccia bread with you, because I'm actually going to ask some friends to come over, because that's a lot of focaccia bread. I can't eat all that myself. And I don't want it to dry out, so it's a waste of some good focaccia. I don't even know what to say anymore. I hope you have a good week, and I'm looking forward to your video. Love you.